English teacher. So it's nice to see you folks here. It's nice to see faces that I recognize. Just a little bit about me. When I graduated from Kamehameha, my goal was to be an engineer. Obviously, I've changed that career path. But part of that change was because I realized after 1 year of engineering that it wasn't the pathway for me. I didn't feel like I was committed to it. I didn't have motivation to continue it, so I readjusted my focus. My whole purpose for going to college was to fulfill something that my parents couldn't have. So both of my parents are just high school graduates. They didn't go to college, and they always tell me that they regret that decision. If they could go back, they said they would have gone back and gone into the career choice that they had before when they were still young. So my purpose is to go to school to help fulfill their dream and also fulfill mine. I want to go to college because eventually I don't want to. My role at Hawaiian Airlines, by the way, is a guest service agent. So we're the people who drive the jet bridge to the plane. We're the people who check you in at the front. We're the people who make the announcements at the gate. That's not my career goal for the next 30, 40 years of my life. I do want to get into a management position at the company. And to do that, this college degree is going to help me to get there. It's one of the stepping stones to get there. When I graduated, I went to Aloha and I did 1 year of engineering courses. Right around that time, COVID hit. So the school pretty much shut down all in-person learning, and at the same time that I was trying to readjust my focus, I looked back to Maui and I saw that, hey, we have a hospitality program. I have family and mentors and friends throughout the years who have been in hospitality. And so I made the decision to come home. My first job was in retail, and that's where I first got my first taste of working with people. I was a cashier, and then I was, within 3 months of being hired as a cashier, they told me, you're good with people, go to customer service. So I was put into the customer service department, and that's where I really got more accustomed and more trained to work and talk with people and conflict resolution, that type of thing. Areas and skills that you need in the hospitality industry. And then I started at Maui in the hospitality program. Not too long after that, I had a friend who said, you should apply to Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaiian Airlines was always on the back burner as a company that I wanted to work for. I definitely didn't see myself getting into the airline. I had tried it right out of high school, and I was denied employment. So I tried a second time and I got in. And so far, that transition to Hawaiian has been parallel to my education at Maui. A lot of the coursework that you do here at the college is very much transferable to the work world. A lot of the concepts that I was learning in class, I was able to also utilize in the workplace. Things like I mentioned earlier, like conflict resolution, public speaking, that's a big thing sometimes in the hospitality industry. And so a lot of it is transferable. I recently graduated or completed the coursework for the hospitality industry, and now I have my associate's degree in that. I'm looking towards going into a bachelor's degree in business administration, which has an emphasis in hospitality management. And my end goal, or short-term goal, we'll talk about that. Within the next 3 to 5 years, my short-term goal is to complete my bachelor's degree and then apply to be a flight attendant at Hawaiian Airlines. I've had flight attendants who have come up and told me, you should apply. They've come up, I haven't talked to them, I haven't introduced myself, but they come up and they say to me, we just heard how you make your announcements, we see how you work, you're always here when we show up, you should be a flight attendant. And even though a college degree isn't required to be a flight attendant, it does help for my end goal. My end goal, we're talking maybe 10, 15 years out, is to become one of the managers either at the Kahului Airport operations or at our corporate headquarters in Honolulu. There's a lot of challenges that come with working for an airline. There's a lot of challenges in the hospitality industry. for myself and my colleagues on the front line, we see a lot of areas that could be improved. And for you folks, and this goes for, I'm sure, every hospitality company here on the island, more so for Hawaiian Airlines, people like you folks, people like me who grew up here, we know how it is, we know the culture. That's who they really want to try and get hired to work for the company. I really want to stress the importance of your impact that you have. Whether you realize it or not, we all have an impact on the visitor industry. We see in the news, I'm sure you folks see it, visitors come here and they might not be educated in the things that are acceptable, things that are not acceptable. As local people, especially as Native Hawaiians, it hurts to see that people come here and they don't know how to act correctly. As young leaders that you are, you have a chance to make an impact. For myself at Hawaiian Airlines, I always try and stress the importance of taking care of this place. Because the visitors who come off of that aircraft, they might not know what they should be doing, but if you can educate them a little bit, you can make an impact, a positive impact on them. It's something that they can take home with them, and then it's a good learning experience for them, and then you can help make a better impact for our state. But that's a little bit about me. Next month actually makes 1 year that I've worked for Hawaiian Airlines. I was hired in March of last year, and so in the next few weeks I'll make 1 year of service. We have actually an employee who has had 56 years of service with the company. Our company is 96 years old, so he's been there for pretty much half of our history. So it's and he's a local born employee, so it just shows that if you stick with something, if you're committed, you can be have a long career with our company. But yeah, a little bit more about the host program though. We have here some of our graduates. You folks just came from culinary, so culinary and hospitality go really good hand in hand with one another. Hotels have a lot of culinary employees. For Hawaiian Airlines, we have our corporate chefs. They're the ones that prepare all the different types of meals that we serve on our aircraft. And that's another field that you can get into as well. Here at UH Maui, we do have a hospitality club within the hospitality industry course. I don't know if you can see it, but that's me here. When I came to UH Maui, like I said, we were in the middle of the pandemic, so everything was virtual learning. We did different activities virtually. Now it's a little bit better. We have more projects, we have more in-person interaction. One of the major projects that UH Maui is undertaking is the construction of our Hospitality Academy teaching lab. So this is located just off to the other side of campus. You might see it when you folks leave this afternoon. But it's pretty much a mini hotel that's being built on campus for our visiting guest speakers to stay at. The students of the hospitality program will be able to practice and use concepts that we have learned in class and provide that to these visiting guests. Tentatively, different hotel companies such as Marriott, Hilton, those types of brands have sponsored different rooms within this hotel, and they'll be able to decorate it and make it look as if it was in one of their properties. And then, of course, the guests will be treated to the type of service that their hotels offer. So it's a good way to take the classroom learning and implement it into the real world without actually working at the hotel that, at that brand or at that company. It's really a good way to just expose students to the hospitality industry. We also offer study abroad programs. This is one of our students who went all the way to Shanghai and worked for one of, I believe, is it Marriott or Hilton, one of the big hotel companies, and got to see how a different culture, experience a whole different culture, and see the differences that other parts of the world have. Like I mentioned earlier, hospitality is a very broad industry. So you can go into different areas: hotel, culinary, airline, transportation, cruise ships. There's a lot of different areas to go into. In the hospitality program here at UH, they do site visits. There's a lot of scholarships for hospitality students, especially here in the state. The hospitality industry as a whole wants to keep people who are from here working here. We know our home the best, we know our islands the best, and our culture the best, so a lot of the big companies recognize that. They want to try and retain local people to do the jobs that are necessary in the industry to help educate the public and educate our visitors. Class projects that we have the annual lay program. It's industry project. We team up with different hospitality companies every year, and they bring representatives down. Hawaiian Airlines is one of those companies that comes down, and the students from throughout the community can come down and see what the hospitality industry entails, more in depth, see different segments within the bigger industry, and see hospitality professionals understand what it takes to become part of the industry, and just understand the impact that you folks have. And of course, internships. This is kind of where I put in my little spiel, but Hawaiian Airlines always offers a summer internship with our company. You get to pretty much see every part of our company. They'll take you out on the ramp to see how to do baggage loading. They'll take you to see guest services. You get to go to our training facility in Honolulu where they do flight attendant training, and also the pilot training center, and be able to fly in the simulator that we have there. So internships, not only for our company, but pretty much every hospitality job here on island has some type of internship. And this is just part of that lay program I mentioned earlier. Here are some of the students that were a part of that. My class, we did it in, what was it, fall of last year.
Spring
2022.
2022.
That's when we did ours. We were the first big event to kind of come out of the pandemic for UH Maui, and it was a very big success. But yeah, that's pretty much the hospitality